right, so how you doing? Hey, we're gonna test the Super XL-130 today. Give it a little test run. It's early in the morning. We're gonna wake up the neighborhood. Put a big carburetor on it, stack filter setup. We're gonna see how this thing performs now. The ultimate goal is to get this thing on alcohol, possibly, but we'll see how it runs. Maybe she runs fine like this and we'll just leave it. So we'll see. We'll see how she does. What do you say we get on with this? And we give this saw a run and see how she does. Alrighty. So what do you say? I'm gonna pull up the footage of the Briscoe built 4910 and I'm gonna put it side by side with this saw just to see how they compare. Now the Briscoe saw is not set up the way I want it yet. I gotta put the 8-pin on it and switch it over to full chisel yet. Let's see how this saw is stacking up to the way the Briscoe saw is built right now. So let's check it out. right, so what you think? I think she's performing pretty good. I'm having a little bit of issue. The throttle linkage is just a shade too short. It's not letting the idle come down quite far enough. So what I'm doing is I'm having to run the low speed jet just a little rich to help keep that idle tuned down, if you know what I mean. It's just a slight amount, so we'll see how she goes. We might see about making a little modification there, but otherwise, I am pretty stoked about this saw. So sitting here recording this video, I haven't got to see it yet, so you know, I'm pretty stoked to see how she turns out. I'll be honest, this saw seems quite fast in the cut. I'll be surprised if it's not right up there with the Briscoe saw, if not even, maybe even a little touch faster, but we'll see. I'm pretty stoked about it though. I got some more running to do, some more tweaking, you know, some more tuning and everything. This is just the first little test to make sure she's gonna work, and she's definitely gonna work just fine. I'm pretty stoked about that. I am noticing the bigger carburetors are giving me a much better throttle response, so I'm probably going to explore that in future builds a little more. This carburetor is absolutely huge, and it really improved the throttle response. It made it a little finicky on the tune. It did do that, but I'll tell you, the throttle response really improved. We'll see though, because I got to make some tweaks to the throttle linkies to make sure, yeah, I can get her tuned down properly, because I am tuning it just a little tad rich to compensate for the higher idle. The linkage just isn't long enough, and it's not allowing the throttle to return all the way, you know, so I'm compensating with the low speed jet. We'll see here in the future. We'll get her tweaked. I'm pretty stoked though. This saw is running better than expected. I do think I'm going to have to pull the chain brake off. I didn't realize it until I was cutting, but the chain brake is wanting to interfere with the wood. It's kind of hitting the wood, so I'm going to have to do something there. Probably just go ahead and go back to the old clutch cover. I'm also going to have to do something about the chain. I can feel the chain kind of skipping in and out of the cut. It's not a consistent pull, you know what I mean? Like, it'll pull for a second, then it'll release for a second, and it'll be back in. So I'm gonna have to play with the angle a little bit or something. I might even have to go a little deeper in the raker, I don't know. But I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit, because it is wanting to kind of hop in and out of the cut. Maybe one of you guys got advice. It is on the grinder, set up to factory style settings at a 30-degree angle. Maybe I should take it to 35. Maybe that'll help. The depth of the raker is using one of those Husqvarna style raker gauges. I'm using the softwood setting, but it's an old one, so it's quite wore down. So I'm going a little bit deeper than what that softwood setting would be. This saw's pulling through it without any issues. I just need to keep it more consistent in the cut. It's just, I can feel it kind of wanting to hop out of the cut. I don't know how else to explain it. Like it'll pull for good first, and then it'll pull really good, and then for a split second I can feel it kind of release from the cut and then go back into it. Maybe that's the chips, you know, maybe it's not clearing the chips fast enough. That's also a possibility as well. So maybe some of you guys can give me some suggestions on what to look for. But hey, I'm pretty excited about this build, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.